Okay. Hello, good evening, everybody. Please, as you're joining, just let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me. I think it takes like few minutes or few seconds for YouTube to notify people that we're here, that we're live. Okay. They're joining. Hi, Buki. Hi, Judeka. Hi, Psalms and Daily Psalms and Prayers. Hello, Gapsin. Hello, Juan. Good evening, everybody. It's good to have you all here. Yeah, I'm firing on. Hi, Auntie. Hi, Michi. Hi, baby girl. Hi. Hi, Ollie. Hi. Hi, Barnabas. Hi, Kaite. Good evening. You know, I used to know one Ekaite in primary school. And you guys have the same surname. I don't know if she's the person, but yeah. Hi. All right, guys. Good evening, everybody. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you all doing? Hope you're good. For those in the UK, hope you're enjoying the good weather. And for those outside the UK, how are you all doing? How is the weather over there? Okay, we're going to go straight into it, just so that. Are you on live? Yes, I'm on live for Shina. This is live, right? That's why I can see you and I can talk to you. You can talk to me too. Yeah. Okay, we're over 100 here now, so we can start. And I want us to just get straight into it without wasting much time. For those that have not mentioned, for those that are yet to join, good evening, everybody. Just know that I see you and I appreciate you for joining. Do well to like this live stream and share it just so that people can join, because we have something very important to talk about today. We know that there's been a lot going on with the UK immigration, and it's quite annoying, to be honest, but it is what it is. But we all just have to understand how everything works and see how best and see opportunities that are still available for people like us, you and me. Okay. Are you live? Seriously? Yes, I'm live. It's live. For Shina, yes, it's live. I'm glad to have you here. Okay. So yeah, we're going to be talking about, from the title, thumbnail, and topic, we're talking about NHS jobs that are still available for sponsorship or with sponsorship. And I had to bring Laura here because for those who have not seen her before, or who are going to be who have heard from her before, you know that there's no better person to bring than her. You're going to find out as she starts speaking. And for those who are seeing her for the first time, she's going to introduce herself, and then you know why I said she's the best person. That's why I always bring her when it comes to talking about NHS jobs, sponsorship, and everything. Like, guys, you'll be glad that you are here. So we'll just go into it. I love you so much. I love you too. So we will go straight into it now, and she would introduce herself and Grammartorial, and then we can go straight into it. Okay, so please don't go anywhere. Trust me, you want to stay till the end of this video, because this is value packed. Trust me, like, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. If you want to get a job with the NHS, or even if you don't, you just want to know what's going on with the UK, you need to be here. The opportunities available for migrants, what we can do now that everything seems like it's not going so well. But trust me, this is not the end. There's still hope. Okay. And you want to know how to go about it in this video. So hi, Laura, over to you, please.
Hi, Tochi. Hi, everyone. Good evening. It's always a pleasure to be here. Like, I so much enjoy being on your live stream. So for those that do not know me, my name is Laura and I'm the founder of Grammartorial. I'm a trained civil engineer. I've worked as a civil engineer all my life, and I have spent I'll say all my adult life, I beg your pardon. I've spent the better part of my I'll say my professional career also helping people to relocate, work and settle in the UK and in several other countries abroad. So this is what I do now. I founded Grammatorial to train, equip, and position people. So we're going to be talking about how you can get yourself positioned in the UK and her crown dependencies. Thank you very much, Tochi.
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Okay. So now let's dive into it. Okay. Now, what exactly is an NHS clinical assistant practitioner? It sounds big in the
Yeah.
ears, but please break it down for us.
Okay, so for the purpose of this live video, it's quite a mouthful for us to say clinical assistant practitioner. So we'll call it CAP. And maybe for those that will join later, I'll try to say clinical assistant practitioner from time to time. But if you permit me to just shorten it to CAP. So the role of a CAP is actually someone that supports the nurses, or something like a nurse practitioner, supports the nurse practitioner. It's a step higher than the nursing assistant as far as the NHS bands are concerned, and it is rated at NHS band 4 level. So it is no longer news that, with all the changes that the UK has made, NHS has also provided some guidance to the NHS employers, and you can go on their website called NHS Employers to see what their new guidance and new guidelines are. So these clinical assistant practitioners, also known as CAPS, are at medium skill level. So you would know, if you've been following all the changes, that the government have, I wouldn't call it a proposal anyway, the government have, taken away lots of lower skill jobs, about 170 or more of them. Lower skill jobs have been axed, and amongst those are the care and the senior carer. However, the NHS has released their own guidelines in line with the government. So it's not separate, or it's not different from what the government are saying. It's completely in line with the government, guidelines and guidance. And they have, said that this CAP clinical assistant practitioner roles and several other roles, that are below RQF level 6 fall under their medium scale and qualify for the skilled worker visa. So maybe somewhere along the line of these live streams, I will show you live on the website I'm talking about. For those of you that may not have seen the NHS employer website, I think if you're really serious about, switching to the NHS or relocating to the UK and working with the NHS, this is one website you want to have bookmarked and always go there for updates. So we will see from the horse's mouth what they are saying and what they are classing now as medium skilled workers that still qualify for visa sponsorship. So I think it's good news. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys, today, what the CAP roles are, the different CAP, roles that you can apply for, and which NHS trusts are actively recruiting CAP workers and offering sponsorship, and what the criteria is. Everything you need to know about these CAP roles and how to access them, I'm going to be sharing that with you today. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So now talking about this role, why is it such a good entry or starting point if for somebody that wants to work with the NHS, and how does sponsorship for this particular role work? Because I think a lot of us are hearing this particular role for the first time. So just
Yeah.
tell us so that those who are interested might really want to know. Yeah.
So what I believe is that they just rebranded it. It's very pretty much, similar to your phlebotomy, clinical assistant. So it's like a mix. I would say it's a hybrid of your nursing assistant and your clinical assistant, sort of like it's like a practitioner, nurse assistant, nurse practitioner, mixed with your nursing assistant and phlebotomist. So it's like a combination of these roles to form your clinical assistant practitioner. And as a clinical assistant practitioner, you can be supporting the clinicians or the registered nurses in various disciplines. So take, for example, you're working under the elderly care ward or adult ward. You'll be working as a assistant nurse practitioner in the elderly care ward. If you're working in radiography or radiology, you'll be working as a radiography assistant, but you're a clinical assistant practitioner because you are assisting the registered practitioner, which is the band 6 or band 7 or band 5 radiographer. You're assisting them. So you are the clinical assistant practitioner for the radiographer under radiography. So I hope it's clear, but I always like to show in real time, maybe later for those that are just joining or for those that will join late. So maybe towards the last half, I will show you these roles. I will share my screen and show you these roles so you can see in real time what we're talking about.
Okay. Now, with everything going on now with UK immigration and, changes and everything, what are the common myths about NHS sponsorship that you would like to clear on? Because I know that a lot of us are now having doubts and so many
Mm.
news have been flying up and down, you
So
know.
many news. I even saw on one country's newspaper, like wrong information on a national newspaper of another country. I'm like, what's the interest? Talking about another country's, immigration policies, and you're even getting it wrong. So in terms of the myths and what people are saying, I would say it is no news that the care worker, senior carer has been axed, it has been stopped. If you're outside the UK, you cannot access those routes anymore. However, one thing is that the NHS, they have roles in demand, and they are codes. If you've watched my live streams here, if you followed, I have shown you the national occupation pay scales for healthcare, roles. There are over 30 roles that still qualify. So one of the myths is that all care workers, all healthcare professional roles have been asked. That is not true. So physiotherapists, occupational therapists, midwives, clinical assistants, nursing assistants, healthcare assistants, as far as, there is a registered nurse in that position, still qualify for the health and care worker visa. So the myth is that the health and care worker visa has been stopped. No, it hasn't been stopped. The health and care worker visa route is still very much open. What has been stopped is just only two sub-occupations, which is your carer and your senior carer. There are plenty other healthcare roles that you can qualify for at entry level. And that is why we're having, these live sessions to show you the roles and also other interesting things that, maybe some of you or most of you are not aware of is the crown dependencies, like the Isle of Man, the Guernsey and Jersey. I'm going to be talking about, how you can leverage on your skills and qualifications to get jobs in the crown dependencies as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Laura. Now, talking about, now that you mentioned the Isle of Man and the Channel Island, I don't know, coincidentally, I've just been hearing about those places recently. Like in church on Sunday, I met somebody that came to visit the UK from the Channel Island. And then somebody else told me how the husband got a job there from the UK and moved, but temporary job and everything. I'm like, what's happening? Why am I now hearing about this place? Or why is this place always coming up?
I don't
So
think
please
it's a
tell us, are there
coincidence.
special opportunities for sponsorship there? Because most time when people talk about working in the UK, most people just concentrate on England. Some people forget that there's Scotland, there's Northern Ireland, there's Wales, and then there's even that other crown dependency and everything. Please tell us about the opportunities in those places.
Okay, thank you very much. So just like you said, it has been popping up, and it is not strange because they're trying to feed off what's happening in the UK, to meet their own demand. So on the NHS website, if you've been on the NHS website, you will see that there have been lots of jobs from these crown dependencies. From the Isle of Man, for example, I rang up one of the employers and they said they are, they are massively recruiting for their general hospital, for their main hospital. And that advert was placed through the NHS. So they have these working partnerships, with UK bodies, with UK organizations, whereby they can feed off. And they know that lots of people are applying to the NHS now, so they are also able to showcase their jobs. Maybe I'll show you some of those jobs in the Isle of Man in Jersey. But the good thing about the Isle of Man, Guernsey and Jersey is that you do not need a certificate of sponsorship. So whilst you get your ILR after 5 years, you get your citizenship and you can live and work in the UK. They do not strictly follow the UK, immigration rules. They are not affected by it. So even the carers, the senior carers, the domiciliary carers, the healthcare assistants can still, relocate to these crown dependencies, these three areas, the Channel Islands and this one I mentioned. And like you said, why it's becoming, it's starting to become popular just the same way the nursing assistant roles, started to become popular, I think about 2 years ago, is starting to brew up right now. People are starting to hear about it because of what has happened in the UK. So these will not be your preferred destinations on a normal day because they are islands. So people want to be on the mainland. Most people want to be on the mainland. Most people want to be in England, like you said, in England, in Wales. These are areas where you have very rich diversity. So now people are looking further afield. People are saying, okay, so if the UK has changed laws, what can we do? And that is why we're starting to hear a lot more about job opportunities. I just hope that this update is not going to cast, as people say, but I'm here to share it's what it is, it's what's happening. So if you're listening and you're hearing, I'm sure you would be hearing this, first from Tochi's, and Laura's live. So you're going to be hearing it first from here. So please, before update cast, at least take the next 6 to 12 months to make sure you get yourself into one of these areas. Thank you.
Okay, so please, what qualifications, because we've talked about this role, now, what qualifications and skills does somebody need to get this CAP role? Because it's very,
Okay.
very important so that people can start working towards it.
So the CAP role we're talking about is not your your normal healthcare assistant role or just your phlebotomist role, which is fine. So you see it as a combination of a senior healthcare assistant, a senior phlebotomist, and a senior assistant nurse practitioner. So you need to be competent. Okay. So NHS are looking for people that are competent. They're looking for people with a competency certificate. So which will be your NVQ level 3 as a base minimum. If you have an NVQ level 4 competency certificate, you stand a chance. But your NVQ level 3 as a base minimum is what you will need for these band 4 clinical assistant practitioner or CAP roles within the NHS and other private hospitals. You will also need for England, Wales, and the UK. You also need to have your English language proficiency, and you will need to have some experience. Ideally, if you have hospital work experience, it will be fine. But if you do not have hospital work experience, maybe you've worked in a care home, a nursing home, or a supported living, that could also come in very handy, especially if you are targeting like adult care roles or mental health roles at band 4 CAP level. So these are the qualifications that you need.
Okay. So is there a way that Grammartorial can help? Because I'm sure people really want to know how to. We've heard about the qualifications and skills now. So how can people go about getting that skill and getting qualified to start doing the needful? And is there a
Yeah.
way Grammartorial can help as well?
So this is where Grammartorial comes in. Like I said from the start, what we do is we train, we equip, and we position. So look at it as a 360-degree service you're getting from us. So we do not only train you and leave you to sort yourself out. We train you, we equip you with skills that you need, whether you need to get a placement, you need to get, a hospital to work in, or you need to get a care home. So we provide all this career and job employability support for you, and we position you. So when we talk about positioning, so many people come to us, with the wrong information, not knowing what to do, not knowing what direction to take, especially as an immigrant, as a new person coming to the UK. You don't know what to do, where to go to. So one of the things we do at Grammartorial is to actually position you. Where should you go to? Where should you look at? What kind of roles should you look at? For some people, clinical roles are not suitable for them. They will not thrive in a CAC role. And when we sit down and talk to such people, such students, we will then advise them to go for maybe like managerial roles. I once had a student that had an MBA. She had an MBA. She had done a master's in business admin. She had worked as a senior carer, and she was working very closely with her care manager, like doing rota, doing appraisals. And when she came for the phlebotomy course, she was about to register for the phlebotomy course. I said, why don't you go for the level 5? So do your phlebotomy, but also have your level 5, because it will give you an edge. And she did her level 5. A few weeks before she completed her level 5, she got a job as a registered manager with a care home, with a care agency. So this is what we talk about positioning. There are so many things that you may not know, you may not be privy to, you may not be aware, but we come with, a lot of experience, over 10, 15 years experience in this field to position you. And this is how Grammartorial can help you, giving you the relevant trainings and certifications, giving you the skills, equipping you with the skills, and positioning you in the right place where you can grow and thrive in the UK or any other country you desire to go to.
Okay, thank you. And I know that you've had students in the past, right? From people that I've seen you share on your Instagram page. And I also know some people that, as in my subscribers, that registered with you and they moved to the UK, right? So what's can you share some of these success stories with us, and what's that big change that you have seen? I'm sure most of them reach out to you after they've started working with the NHS. What's that one transformation that you have seen with your students?
I would say it's a lot. I have students that have come from no background at all in care or in phlebotomies and have gone from level 0 to level 4 within 2 months. That has been quite, remarkable. They've gone on to get their 5 years certificate of sponsorship with their family. It's just been, being able to impact lives in this way and make a difference to people. I've seen a student that was working with an employer that didn't have roles or jobs for her, and after the phlebotomy training, she got a job with NHS that was paying her 32,000 as her basic salary. So going from 20,000 at that time, I think it was 20,900 before April last. And I think about July, she got this job, going from 29 to 32,000. They gave her, equipment. She was able to buy her dream car. Like, she actually bought her dream car with her, NHS. Being in the NHS, you have lots of benefits, from being able to finance, equipment and things that you never thought you could finance, to mortgages and things like that. So, it's really made a huge difference in the life of students. You see someone that came in here without hope, really dejected, working under very poor conditions, which should not be. And then just like overnight, their life turns around. They have this stable job. They have access to, a lot of things that they otherwise would not have been able to access, and their career starts to progress. I also had a student that joined the RQF course, and she got an apprenticeship, a nursing apprenticeship with COS. This was the first time I saw it. I always felt that you could only get apprenticeship, after staying in the country. So a lot of these students have proved to me even things that I did not know would have been possible. So I've learned a lot on the job. I've seen someone get a band 2 job with visa sponsorship and go straight to a band 4. I've seen students get apprenticeship, nursing apprenticeship, 3-year nursing apprenticeships with COS. So it's really been mind-blowing to see how much a student has just grown from coming in as an RQF student, non-RQF student, phlebotomy student, or joining the master class, and within a few weeks and months, just going to a stable job, having a stable career. And it usually has a knock-on effect on their family life, because whereas, things were difficult in the family, maybe there was no money, there was nothing, and there was always like arguments and quarreling, and they come back and say, Grammatorial, thank you very much. There's peace in my home now. I have a stable job. I have, a better relationship with my partner. My children are doing well. So this for us is what brings the fulfillment to what we do at Grammatorial.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. So how can people connect with you or Grammatorial after this live session? Because I'm sure someone's already asking that question. How do we connect with Grammatorial?
It's easy. We are on Instagram, so you can connect with us on Instagram. For those that are following on our other page, Grammatorial Education, we lost our page in July. I think it was hacked, but we're working to recover it. So we have another page, which is just Grammatorial, what you can see at the bottom of my screen. If you go on IG, just type Grammatorial and this page will come up. Follow us, send us a DM. We will respond as quickly as possible. Or you can send us an email, inquiries@grammatorial.com, info@grammatorial.com. So if I have any of my reps here, please help me type the email. So inquiries@grammatorial.com, info@grammatorial.com. These will be the fastest ways to get in touch with us, and someone would respond to you. So we have the RQF course, which is the regulated qualification for those that want to progress to nursing. This is the qualification that will give you access to nursing, especially within the UK. So you can take the RQF and start to apply straight away for CAP roles, clinical assistant practitioner or nursing practitioner roles, just, with the RQF. You can also do the other qualification. We have the endorsed, which is the level 3 health and social care, and that can also qualify you because it's a competency based course. You can do the phlebotomy competency if you're here in the UK, and if you're in Nigeria, you can also do the phlebotomy course. For those that will say to me, oh, I already got my NVQ or my diploma from another provider, or I already have my phlebotomy training from a different provider, I just need you to help me with the job application and the job process. We are here to help you. So we have the master class, the job master class, for those that are looking to work in the NHS, in any of the crown dependencies, or you want to work in rural Australia, New Zealand, and Ireland, then I'll say the job master class is for you. So these are the ways you can reach us, and these are the ways we can help you.
Okay, thank you very much. We have so many questions already, guys, but we're going to take them, okay? I just want Laura to start her presentation to show us live everything. So while she's getting set, while she's getting that ready, I want to ask you something. And this is like a work of faith. I want you guys to answer in the comment section while Laura gets her presentation or slides or whatever she wants to show us while she gets it ready. Yeah. Now, I want you to drop your answer. If you get a job with the NHS, what part of the UK would you love to live in? Would you like to live in London, Manchester, Jersey, Isle of Man? What part? Where? Birmingham, Scotland, Wales. Where would you love to live and work, and why? Just drop it in the comment section. Like someone just asked you, someone wants to give you a job. Just assume that I'm your guardian angel and I ask you, if you get a job with the NHS now, today, or this year, what part of the UK or crown dependencies would you love to live and work in? Please tell us and why. Okay. Don Bo says Scotland, Temitope, Wales, anywhere as long as I enter. Okay. Laura says Manchester, Clerk, Scotland because it will help me save money. Okay. Aisha says, please, where's your office address in Abuja? Oh, we're going to come to that. Okay. Obayelo says Manchester. Daily Motivation says Scotland, anywhere in England, Scotland. Okay. Manchester. I have my daughter there already. Okay. Manchester, London, Leeds, or Hull, Scotland, anywhere as long as I enter. Okay, that's fine. So, what's that one thing that is stopping you now from applying for an NHS job? Let's talk. What's that one thing? Like, this is live stream. Somebody was surprised that we're actually live, but yeah, this is the essence. What's that one thing? Is it your qualifications? Is it your confidence? Or you don't know where to start from? You don't have the right information? Like, what exactly is stopping you from applying for an NHS job? Please let us know when you're ready, when your slides are ready.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let's take the questions. I'm just pulling up some of the pages. I don't use slides because of how immigration, things change. So I always go to source. So I have the pages, I have the pages open, all the latest updates, from NHS employers, the jobs, the cap jobs we're talking about, and some of the NHS trusts that are still sponsoring that I'm going to share at the end, so we can take a few questions and then we start to do the presentation. Because when I start the presentation, I go so much, I just go into it. So let's take a few questions and then we'll dive deep into
Okay,
our
let me
presentation.
let me go back,
Mhm.
or let me go forward, backwards, yeah, and see those that ask questions first, so we can take it like that.
Okay.
Okay, Collins is just saying, my name is Collins. I came with my family last year as a teacher. I still believe there are still teaching opportunities for people planning on relocating to the UK. All right. Thank you, Collins. Thank you for that information. Guys, have you heard? Okay, let's go. Lego Rocket says, can level 2 still have opportunity of NHS sponsorship?
No, I don't know about level 2, just because of the salary threshold. So it all depends on the salary thresholds. And most level 2 are not sponsoring. I would say just some level 3 are still sponsoring, and then level 4s are open to band 4s, are open to sponsorship. Yeah.
How do overseas applicants go about the new rules where you have to work for 3 months before you can be given the COS?
I think that one is not absolutely correct. So if you're outside the country, there's no way you can work for 3 months. And the 3 months rule refers to it refers to 6135 and 6136, which is your carer and your senior carer roles. So if you're talking about those roles, you can't. It's close to people that are outside the UK, so you can't even apply for those roles from outside the UK. So your best bet will be to focus on these cap roles, clinical roles, assistant roles, healthcare assistant roles, NHS roles, and private hospitals roles where there is a registered nurse in position, so that you can get the 6131 code. I will share all this with you in a while, but you can't go through that rule that says 3 months.
Is Grammartorial located in London or Nigeria?
Both. So we have location in London, and we also have a location in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt in Nigeria.
Good evening. Please, what country exactly are you talking about? I have MVQ level 3 diploma in health and social care, and also phlebotomy certificates, all from Grammatorial Study Center.
So Bola Joko, we're talking about the UK. So we're talking about the UK today and her crown dependencies, the Isle of Man, Guernsey, and Jersey. So these are the areas we're talking about today.
What are the prospects of someone in a senior care assistant role for a nursing home who possess an SVQ3 looking to switch into the NHS?
Okay, so if you have an SVQ3 that is competency based and you're looking to switch to the NHS, I would say your prospects will be greatly enhanced with your phlebotomy and cannulation, because you are looking for really senior roles. And at those band 3 senior advanced or band 4 cap roles, you want to be able to assist the registered nurse. So carry out medication, IV, cannulation, remove and insert catheter. So you want to combine your SVQ with a phlebotomy and cannulation skills, and you're also going to get your competency in these areas if you do it with us at Grammartorial, and you'll get the NHS job application support. So I'll say this is your best bet to, strategize and switch into the NHS within the next few months.
Okay. Can someone take any of these courses while in Nigeria?
Yes, absolutely. You can take our courses from anywhere, absolutely anywhere in the world, as long as you have access to, a clinical setting or hospital setting or a care setting for your competency and your clinical aspect. You can take it from anywhere in the world. It's not restricted to any location, especially our diploma in health and social care.
How long does the certificate in phlebotomy last for?
Okay, our certificate does not expire. That's one of the distinguishing factors between us and others. Our phlebotomy certificate does not have an expiration date. You can use it for as long as possible. We always encourage people, within 12 months, 6 to 12 months after you get your certificate, you want to get a job or you want to start practicing immediately so that you do not lose those skills. Because this phlebotomy is an invasive procedure. It's a very practical procedure. So whilst the certificate does not expire, you do not want to lose the skills that you have gained. So we always recommend internships, work experience, and getting a job as soon as possible after you get your certification.
How do I get to register with Grammartorial? Answer
Okay,
that.
so yeah, we've answered that. So send us a DM on Instagram or send us an email, and we'll respond to you as quickly as possible.
Is NHS still recruiting MVQ level 3 from Nigeria?
Yes, they are. It really depends on the NHS trust. Not all NHS trusts are still recruiting, but I'm going to show you some. Because you are here, you're going to get the best for the end. So some of these clinical practitioner roles we're talking about, you're going to get them. You're going to see them live. After we've taken a few questions, I will start to share live, and then we'll come back and take some more questions, and then we'll round up. So just stay till the end.
Yeah, stay till the end. How about NHS HCA Band 3?
Yeah, I think that's same as the other question that was just asked. So HCA Band 3, like I said, for now in August, I believe more will soon start. But at this time, I would say maybe about 60%, 50 to 60% of them are still sponsoring. Not as much as this time last year, but there are still a few trusts that are still sponsoring. It's not completely closed, it's not completely closed, but we'll explore these in a moment.
Okay, I really need your assistance relocating abroad. I have MVQ level 3 diploma in health and social care and also phlebotomy certificate. I also have my IELTS, which I just did this month. Kindly help out.
Okay, so it all depends. Where has this person, gotten your certificate from? If you have gotten it from a different provider, then you can join our job masterclass. Or, okay, in health and social care and phlebotomy, okay, which you just did. Yes, so reach out to us, Bola Joko. I'm sure we'll have, yes, some support for you. So just reach out to us via the WhatsApp group. Okay, so are we ready now? So shall we go into the let's go into practicals. So we've done a lot of talking, but I say it's always best to see from it's always best to see from source, to hear from the horse's mouth, to see things, not just to believe what we are saying. It's good to believe us, but anybody can come and talk is cheap. We want to show you actually what we are saying from the organization's website, from the government's website, from the NHS website themselves, so you can see for yourself, you can see for yourself that these things are really happening. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my screen. Guys, please let me know when you can see my screen. I hope it will work. So I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, if you can see my screen where it says pay scales for 2025-26, please let me know.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so it's live now. I'm just going to look at my phone as well. Okay, so that has come true. Okay, so what I want to start with, which is what I always start with, but I don't want to take it for granted that everybody knows this. There may be some people, one or two people that haven't seen this. So please make sure you bookmark this page. It was updated on the 22nd of July, as you can see. And these are the eligible healthcare occupations. Okay, so when you hear about carer and senior carer being removed, always remember that there are more than 20 other occupations that qualify for you to work. So the following bands apply to the higher skilled healthcare occupation. So all these will apply to the higher skilled, so you can get jobs, from band 5 and above in these particular roles. And these are now classed as medium skilled. So which is what I was saying at the beginning, that they have classed these roles not as low skills, but now as medium skills, because you need a qualification, a competency certificate to practice in these medium skill healthcare occupation codes. So if you have a job in any of these medium skills, you are still qualified to come into the UK or to switch in the UK. You don't have to have worked for that employer for 3 months. So please know this, please note this. If there's nothing you gain from today's session, I'm sure this will make a lot of difference to your job applications and to your relocation strategy. So medical and dental technicians, if you're a medical technician, a dental technician, you qualify. And I will tell you what it takes to be a medical and dental technician. Mostly is band 3. It's level 3 RQF in dental technician or nursing, or a level 3 technical role. You can also have like 3219 health associate professional, not elsewhere classified. So just this makes it very broad. This makes it, quite broad, and it covers a lot of roles, which I'm not going to state in this video. If you need understanding of what it covers, you can reach out, directly, so that people do not misinterpret it. I will skip it, but just for you to know that this is quite broad. It covers a whole lot, so you can tap into this resource. Now, 6131, which a lot of people are already aware of, which are your nursing auxiliaries, your nursing assistant, your healthcare assistant, band 3 and above, will fit into this, and also your clinical assistant practitioner CAP. 6132 ambulance staffs you can fit in, and 6133 dental nurses as well. So please also check the immigration salary list, has some new jobs that have been added to it. So for band 3, these are still the rates. But if we go to this page that NHS employers have also updated quite recently, you will see that the annual pay scales are the same as the other page we just came from. So you can see the annual pay scales for band 3, 24,900, and band 4, 27,000. Now, if you come to the higher cost area supplement, you will see that the band 3 is 30,000. Band 2 is even 30,000 in the higher cost area. So it makes sense as part of your strategy to apply for those high cost areas, or those areas that can pay you more than 25,000, which is the threshold. So again, this is also very useful information that will help you. And then next, we're going to look at the what NHS has updated for their employers, for all their trust, and they're telling their trust this is, our own guidance and interpretation of the immigration rules that you should start to abide by as an NHS employer. So here they talk about everything from the rules that will apply from the immigration salary list and the temporary shortage list that have limited access to degree level occupations. So you are going to see a lot here. It's really I would say this page is very rich, and it also has the SOC codes. These are the SOC codes that we just saw that you can still apply for. So please know that there are also other ways. It's not only carer and senior carer. So CAP is one that a lot of people are going to start to take advantage of. But before it gets so popular and everybody's doing it, you heard it here first, and you want to take advantage of your early knowledge of it. So that is SOC 3219 and SOC 3161. So those are the ones that you really want to take advantage of. And there are also many others as well. So please go through this nhsemployers.org, and you will get very useful information. So just to buttress our point of what we were saying, you can see that on this particular list, it tells you which ones you can qualify for. Another very good one is residential day and domiciliary care managers and proprietors. So if you mark the word proprietors, that is where self-sponsorship comes in. So for those of you that have been asking me, how can I use self-sponsorship in care? This will be the code you can use. So the residential day domiciliary care managers and proprietors, if you want to start your own small care agencies and self-sponsor. So it will be this one. And then you can see there are also many other codes that are not on the ISL, but like we saw on the other page, they qualify under a different pathway. So if you need more assistance, you can just reach out and we will clarify for you. So you see the nursing auxiliaries and assistants is on the ISL list. So it's only these two that are closed, only these two routes, the care worker and senior carer, that are closed. So let us dispel that myth that you can't come into the UK, after 22nd of July. That's not true, as you can see for yourself. So there are also a lot of other useful information, lots of updates. This page sets out recruitment process employers should follow to meet the Home Office UK visa and immigration requirements, updated 22nd of July. It's just a lot, and I don't want to keep, touchy here, but you can go and read it yourself, and you will see that, all is not grim and gloom. There is always a light at the end of a tunnel for those that care to find out, for those that care to search. And that is why we are here today. And that is why we are showing you some of those jobs. So how many of us are ready for the jobs now? How many of us are ready? We want to see these CAP jobs. We want to see these CAP jobs. So you can see on the NHS jobs website, the way you find CAP, because CAPs are also healthcare assistants, like I told you, they are just of a more senior roles. It's a fusion of the phlebotomist, and the healthcare assistant role. It's a fusion. So when you're searching for CAP roles, you can put in your search term healthcare assistant, but please make sure you refine your search. Make sure you refine your search in these ways that I have refined. I've refined them, especially for the ones that we give sponsorship. So use these refining tools to refine your search, and just click on the relevant staff groups, clinical services, allied health professionals, health scientists, medical and dental, nursing and midwifery, and go for band 4. You can also add band 3. If we add band 3, it will be more. But if you have your RQF, you have experience, you can go straight to band 4. Or if you are willing to enroll on the RQF, you do not need to have finished the RQF before you start applying. As long as you can show evidence of enrollment on a competency qualification, then you should be fine. So you don't need to have completed it. So let's put band 3 and 4 for now. 20 to 30 and 30 to 40. And then we put band 3 and 4, and you just apply filters. So you can see when I added band 3 and I added the salary scale of 20 to 30, we have 291, which is about, 170 or 169 more jobs. So it's a bit more work screening it out in this way. So we can just start salary highest to lowest, so that you see those salaries that, definitely qualify. So you're going to see those, higher rate jobs. So you can see the kind of jobs we are talking about in CAP, our clinical assistant practitioners. We can see one of them here. This is in North London NHS Foundation Trust, and the salary is 33 to 36,000. So here you have one at Guy's and St. Thomas. For those of you that are looking for where can I get COS in August 2025. So you saw it here for the first time. So band 4, we're looking for those clinical roles. So clinical community support worker and time recovery worker, South London Maudsley NHS Foundation Trust, radiotherapy physics assistant. This one is a good one because, like I explained earlier, for your CAP roles, it can be in different departments. So you can be posted to any department. So do not be, how do I put it, put off by the big name is radiotherapy assistant. It's basically an assistant. So as a CAP practitioner, you are an assistant. So don't be put off by the big name. So let's just go through it. It says we are seeking a motivated and dedicated person to support. Mark the word support. So support or assist. So you're here to support in the radiotherapy department. So now what you need to have in this role is where you start to go to the responsibilities of the job, what you need to do. It's highly a supportive role, and the skills that you need to have, the essential criteria you need to have, and the certificate of sponsorship, which is what I know a lot of us are looking for. We want to see that that certificate of sponsorship is still available, is still valid. If you are within the UK, if you're outside the UK, this role can sponsor you, and this is the employer's name. So if you want to, if you are serious, you know what to do. This is the employer's name. You can go and check them out. We want to cover as many jobs as possible, so we go to the next one. Now, this particular role is one very interesting one because it is in the Crown dependencies. Now, this role is in the Isle of Man. Is in the Isle of Man. So it's a senior healthcare assistant, and it's in the Isle of Man. And in this role, again, because it's a CAP role, you will be supporting the registered practitioners. So that is basically what you do as a CAP practitioner. So as a clinical assistant practitioner, you are supporting the registered practitioners. So whether it is in radiotherapy or in adult care or in midwifery, your role is to support the registered practitioners. So it lists out, everything that you need, everything that, they are looking for. The salaries are usually higher. And just make sure that you have the essential criteria. So mark the word competent. When they say they are looking for someone with competence, if your NVQ is CPD or you got your NVQ from an awarding body that doesn't have competence, I know a lot of people are rushing to one awarding body that does only 6 units, and they come and tell me, oh, Laura, I've gotten my NVQ, it was only 6 units. I'm here to burst your bubbles. That is not a competency certificate, and you cannot go anywhere in this dispensation with that certificate. So you need an NVQ level 3 that has the equivalent level and knowledge of skills and competencies is very important. And here it says ability to take on more advanced clinical procedures. So this is everything I've been saying. This is no different from what I've been telling you. The CAP roles are a fusion of your phlebotomy and your healthcare assistant or your NVQ competency. So it's a combination, it's a hybrid role that they have brought together to kind of like relieve the pressure on the registered practitioners. So you must be able to take more advanced clinical procedures like phlebotomy, cannulation, and this is just one out of many. And for this role, you do not need a certificate of sponsorship. So it's a very good news. I'm just going to stop share so that I can just talk for a bit. So let me stop share. Okay, so for this role I showed you in the Crown dependency, The good news about that role is that you don't need COS. You don't need COS. I reached out to them and they confirmed that you don't need COS. So that's why you can see there's nothing like COS written there. There's nothing like COS because you don't need COS. All you need is to get the job. And their visa process is very streamlined. Their visa process is very, very streamlined. So apply for that one. And let's take a few questions. And then Tochi, I will share more jobs in England and Wales that qualify for CAP and qualify for sponsorship. And then we will tell you what it is at the end and we can round off.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to go back to where we stopped, just so I can take questions people that asked earlier. Okay, let me just take anyone and see.
Okay, before I go forward and share more jobs and share more trust, we have 215 people currently watching and only 44 likes. Do we have spies here? Do we have people that just came to spy on us and are not really happy with what we are doing? Can we get these likes up to 100 so that we can share more information? Because this is coming out of very hard work that we have put behind the scene. Hours, days, and weeks of research, of calling, of emailing, of putting in a lot to bring these opportunities to you. And not just bringing this to you, you're hearing it for the first time here. So this is fresh and hot updates. Please just like and take this up to 100 so that we really don't need to do this. I particularly, don't have to share it, but what's the point of keeping it if you need it? You need it. So that's why we're here, to give you useful information, and it will be our joy if you get these jobs and you're happy, you're settled. That's what gives us joy, and that's what this is all about. So please encourage us by smashing that like button. And I am serious, if it doesn't get to 100, I'm not going to share more jobs in England or in the Crown dependencies. So go and call all your village people, call your family and friends, and get these likes to 100 so that we can move on. All right, Tochi, over to you.
Okay, please like. Chibeze says, can you explain what you meant by RQF and MVQ? I'm interested in it. I am a registered nurse, registered psychiatric nurse. I need your explanations.
Okay, so Chiboy, without explaining, as a registered nurse, you have above level 3. So you do not need to do the level 3 RQF or the NVQ, because your registered nurse will qualify you for a band 5 status once you get your NMC registration. So I'd recommend that you ask us for the job masterclass, and then we can explain to you in more detail what you need to do to come in as a registered nurse, registered mental health nurse, without going through the NVQ or RQF pathway.
Oh, hi Laura. I have enrolled my brother in the MVQ class, but whoever is handling your Instagram page is very rude and unprofessional.
Okay, I don't know if this is the forum for that. I think this is quite confrontational, and I would have, rather you maybe send me an email, or send us an email, to talk about that. But I do appreciate you bringing this up to me. I will look into it, and I will try to make sure that we make adjustments on those that are responding on Instagram and on all our handles. So thank you very much, Elsa.
When is your phlebotomy training in Edinburgh and Scotland?
So we're going to resume phlebotomy training in Edinburgh in September. So just watch out. We're going to release dates for phlebotomy training in September.
Does someone with master's degree still need the RQF?
Absolutely, yes, you need the RQF if your master's is in an unrelated field. So assuming you have a master's in public health and you want to work as a clinical assistant practitioner or as a nurse practitioner, because clinical assistant practitioner and nurse practitioner is very different from public health, you still need to get your RQF level 3 qualification for you to qualify, as you can see from the essential criteria that we have just looked at.
I would like to know if dental nursing or nurses qualify for COS.
At the moment, no. Dental technicians qualify, but dental nursing no longer qualifies for COS. So you can take a course to top up to become a dental technician and you can qualify. But as a dental nurse, the answer is no since the 22nd of July.
Can Grammartorial assist someone with a UK master's degree in leadership and management?
Okay, this is a very good question. For those with unrelated UK master's degree and you want to transition to healthcare or you want to transition to the NHS, I would say the easiest and the fastest way for you is to go through the phlebotomy pathway. So with the phlebotomy pathway, you get all the useful skills and qualifications you need for your entry level nursing assistant or healthcare assistant roles. So maybe you're on a graduate work visa or you're on a dependent visa or even on a skilled worker visa. I would say the phlebotomy is just 2 days. So it's very fast, very quick, and you get a competency certificate. You will also get your NHS job application support. So it's a 360 degree service you're getting with phlebotomy in the UK, and you can start to apply for jobs. So many students that got an unrelated UK master's degree follow this pathway and got their jobs and switched into the NHS and got their NHS COS. So this is what I will advise, as a strategy, or I would recommend or suggest as a strategy for you to take. And you can reach out to us if you want to register for phlebotomy coming up in August.
Okay, thank you, Ma. Please, I need your help in relocating to Ireland or UK. I have both
Okay.
my MVQ and phlebotomy from Grammartorial, and I'm currently working in the hospital here.
Okay, where are you, Emmanuel? So where are you in Emmanuel? But you say relocating to Ireland, but you say currently working in hospital here, maybe in Nigeria. So Emmanuel, it depends on which cohort you are. I'm not sure if you've done your career fair or if you're yet to do your career fair. But I'll say, Emmanuel, since you are on the group chat, reach out to us with these new opportunities in the Channel Island. I know that most Grammartorial students will not be aware of it, but we are putting together a session for all Grammartorial students, and that will be communicated to you via your WhatsApp group chats the day for the session, where we're going to go through the Crown dependencies and also opportunities in rural Australia and New Zealand as they come up. Grammartorial students, you're going to be the first to hear of these opportunities when they come live. So Emmanuel, just go back to your group and you'll get that information.
I live in Hull. I want to register with Grammartorial. I need phlebotomy certificate.
Okay, Lego Rocket. So in Hull, we do not have a center in Hull, but I think our closest center to Hull will be Manchester. I'm sure that will be maybe an hour or two away from you, but you can join the Manchester branch. When is Manchester? Manchester is towards the end of this month, 28th and 29th of August. Just reach out to us, inquiries or info@grammatorial.com, and we will send you the link to register for the Manchester phlebotomy. Happiness, phlebotomy is not an online class. Phlebotomy is an invasive procedure. It's a practical, face-to-face class that we offer, for phlebotomy in Nigeria and also in the UK. In Nigeria, we have centers in Lagos, Ibadan, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. And here in the UK, we have centers in London, Birmingham, Manchester, and Edinburgh. So if you are in or around these locations, you can join us. Thank you. Buhari is asking, as a radiographer, can I apply for NVQ4 at Grammartorial? So as a radiographer, you can, I don't know if you are aware or not, you can get HCPC registration status. So you can go straight to HCPC and register and get your registration and apply for maybe band 4 phlebotomy, band 4 physiotherapy or rehabilitation therapy assistants, and band 5. You can work your way up like that once you get your registration. So that will be my recommendation for you. Deborah is saying, I made payment and I was told you a training coming up on 15/16. Can you confirm, because I've received email? I don't know, where did you apply for the training? Which location? So Deborah, it depends on which location. I think 15th and 16th is London. So I'm sure you would have applied for London. So if you have applied for London, that will be correct, and you've received the email, so that is fine. That's fine already. Okay,
So
we
I
have a lot of
think we
questions.
have all the questions so far. Other ones are just repetitive. So guys,
Okay.
just Tochi, please answer my question. What is your question? Sorry, I don't know what your question is. Can you ask the question again? I live in London. I need COS from NHS. I have MVQ. I'm already on a skilled worker visa. I'm looking to switch to NHS. How can I register for phlebotomy training and job class?
Okay, so I don't know if I have any of my reps here or customer service advisors. Please, you can put, just I don't think we can pin, but you can just keep putting down our emails, info inquiries at grammatorial.com, and you can also put our Instagram page, our IG page, which is Grammatorial. Send us a DM on IG, and we will reach out to you as soon as possible, or send us an email and someone will respond to you within the next, 48 hours.
Answer my question. Answer my question. I really don't know the question because there are lots of questions here and probably
Can
I've
she
missed it.
can she
Just
put the
ask
question
again.
again? Can she put the question again? Maybe she can put the
Yeah,
question
please,
again.
can you ask? Just copy the question you asked and put it again on. So it will be on the recent chat.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I register? I'm in Nigeria.
Okay, someone says, how does she register in Nigeria? It's just the same thing. So for anybody that wants to register, it will just be pretty much the same thing. You just need to go through, our channels, reach out to us, and we will be more than happy to send you the direct links to register.
Okay. I think that's all for now.
Okay, so let's go into the grand finale of it all. For those of us that have been thinking and saying, so is this the end of my UK dream? Does that mean that I'll have to wait a couple of years until things change before I can come into the UK? I have good news for you, and that good news is what we have been sharing. So you've seen for yourself. There are still plenty of roles that qualify. I agree that recruitment has been a bit quiet. Yes, since May, it has not been as bubbly as before. We've not received, I would say, as many offers as we usually would have get, and it's just because of all the policies and the changes. So organizations, companies, NHS employers are going through a period of change. So there are salary changes that need to be implemented. There are departmental changes that need to be implemented. There are changes that need to be implemented. We cannot deny the fact that this immigration, has thrown a lot of things in the air, and everybody's just putting their house together, putting, things in order, and things will resume. So I want you to start to get things ready, prepare yourself. From September, October, November, December, January, February, those are the very busy months for recruitment. Once we hit September, you will see that NHS employers will start to prepare for winter pressures. So if you have any understanding or experience of how recruitment works in the UK, this period is a quiet period. Summer is usually very quiet for recruitment. So don't fret or don't worry or don't bother. For those of you that have been applying, it will pick up again from September. So mark my words, it will pick up again from September. In a month or two times when we're having this conversation again, you're going to start to see a lot of testimonies, a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of, feedback that will be coming off these live sessions that we have done. So instead of you just thinking and saying, oh, I've been applying, oh, what's happening? Or we are not denying the fact that, there's been some kind of, tension and unsettlement and uncertainty in the air, but that dust is starting to settle. Employers have gotten a direction. It's just less than a month, about 2-3 weeks ago, 22nd of July. It's about 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks and plus ago. So you will start to see the ripple effects of these, changes that we're talking about, of these cap roles, of these, new roles that are emerging from September, October. So in the meantime, let me share with you what we have on ground now. How many likes? Okay, thank you guys. You've taken the likes up. So I'm going to share screen with you, and we will go and look at, let's share entire screen. We will look at some jobs that are currently live. So how many jobs are live here? So we have 50 per page. So this is 100 under nursing and midwifery. And from here, we have been able to, screen them, to see which ones are really, which ones we want to be looking out for. So this is one that I will ask a lot of people that are interested, this particular employer. We had someone here during the last live session I had with Tochi. She was in Lagos, Nigeria, and she got a job with these guys in April. And she said her visa, I think she had just gotten her visa and she was preparing to come to the UK. I think that was in May or June when we had our last live. So this is one that you want to have your eyes on. Their salary is quite good, 33 to 36,000. So if you start at entry level, you'll be at 33,000, which is well above, the salary threshold. So we want to look at, this is assistant. So you can see this is the kind of roles I'm talking about, those assistant clinicians or clinical assistant practitioner. Here they call it assistant clinical research practitioner. Do not, fret, or do not, bother about the big name. Just look at assistant. You're just there to assist the registered practitioners. So what do you need to have to be able to carry out your duties as a research or assistant practitioner? We've been talking about the NVQs, the competency qualification. They need NVQ 4 or NVQ 3 or significant previous experience. So they also need people that have good clinical practice. So like I told you, phlebotomy and cannulation skills is a win-win at all time, is a game changer. Having clinical skills, come in really handy and just makes you very competitive as far as NHS jobs and applications are concerned. So these are the kind of roles when you're looking for them, you want to look for roles with assistant clinical, healthcare assistant, senior. This is another very good one. Assistant practitioner, research and development pathology. Again, I said, don't worry about the big words. Just make sure you meet the criteria, which in this case, they're asking for diploma in pathology or a clinical subject. And this is where the Grammartorial RQF level 3 diploma in healthcare support or health and social care come in very handy because of its clinical nature. So, as far as clinical practitioners are concerned, there are a lot of them. We saw so many of them, actually more than 200 of them on this website, the NHS job, and then NHS track has 100. So these are the kind of jobs, and their salary make them, very attractive for visa sponsorship because they're above the salary threshold. So Tochi, I will stop sharing for now. I'm looking at the time, looking at your time. It's a lot that I can share. I have so much to share, of the kind of jobs that you want to be looking out for, and the kind of roles you want to look at, the salary. This is the one in the Isle of Man. This is the one in UCLH, NHS Foundation Trust. So I will stop sharing, and I'm sure someone has taken notes of these trusts that we have shared. At least that these ones have started to implement the new salary scale. These ones are implementing these new rules. There are lots of them. I think there are about, I would say, 15 to 18 of these roles, different names and titles that you can apply to. But it is beyond the scope of these live sessions for us to go through all 18 of them. I'm sure we'll be here till 12 midnight. And that is where our job masterclass comes in very handy, because it is 2 weeks of back to back, 2 weeks of sitting down face to face with you, exploring all the different trusts that are, recruiting and offering sponsorship, showing you how to apply to them, guiding you to craft and write a winning personal statement, ensuring that your track profile is on point, has all the ATS words and all the buzzwords that will ensure that you get shortlisted for the interview. So there's so much we can do, but I'm sure someone has gained value from the little that we have shared, and you will go and take action, work on it, run with it, and return with your testimony. So I'll hand over to you, Tochi, to take over from here. Thank you.
Wow, this was so impactful. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you. I wish we can stay longer. I wish we can be having you every week to be giving
Wow.
us this free master class. Like, please, guys, just act as you have watched this video now. If you're just joining us, please make sure you watch this video from the beginning later when you're free. This video will always be here on YouTube on this channel. You can rewatch it, share it to your friends and loved ones who would want to get a job with the NHS, so they can know what to do and where to start from, and know the website to apply to, jobs to look out for, what to do really, because there's still hope. The NHS is still recruiting. Yes, there are some changes in the UK immigration, with the UK immigration rules and all, but the NHS, if you understand these changes, understand how to go about your application, you are good to go, because the NHS is still recruiting. And Laura have just given us tips and tricks on how to go about this application. Okay. And I've seen some other questions here, and most of these questions have been answered already. So rewatch this video, you will get your answer. And for those that said that they just paid for phlebotomy after watching this live stream, but they are not sure, contact Grammartorial, send them receipt, what's it called? Receipt of payments, evidence of payments. All their details is in the description box of this video. Contact them, send them email, send them DM on Instagram, and they would reserve your slot for you and you can attend. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. How to join the masterclass, contact Grammartorial. Their details is in the description of this video. All right. So thank you, Laura, for coming. We appreciate you. And thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining us. For those that have been here from the beginning till now, for those that are still joining, I hope you got value. Let us know if you got value for your time today. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
Actually, I'm just before you round up, I'm just led to encourage someone tonight. I'm just led to encourage some of your followers that are watching, and this whole thing looks like out of reach for them, and they're thinking, how can they make it? I want to give a discount, a limited discount for those that will register for a phlebotomy of 10%. Because I know it's August, it's the summer months, a lot of expenses. So let me encourage you and, encourage you to do it. So I'll give a discount of 10%, and this discount will come to an end on the 29th of August. So if you want to register for any of the courses, whether phlebotomy, RQF, non-RQF, will give you a time limited discount. On the basis that you're making your payment upfront, you get that discount. So it's just to encourage you, and we just hope that from this live session, people would take action and come back, and we'll start to see more people getting jobs in the Crown dependencies and with the NHS post-August 2025.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It's very thoughtful of you. So guys, that's it thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Laura, for sharing with us today. We hope to see you here more often, because you always bring value. So thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
guys. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.